Hello, I'm Clayton Burch, State Superintendent of Schools. What is a State Superintendent of Schools? What do I actually do? Well, many of you are in school and you may have a teacher that's over your classroom, and you might know who the principal is that's in charge of your school, and the county you live in has a county superintendent. Well, I'm here in Charleston and I help each and every one of those county superintendents. And there are 55 counties in the state of West Virginia, and my job is to help each and every one of them. And today, I'm here to read Otis and the Kittens. It's one of my favorite books, and as I read as many books as I can about Otis, who is a tractor, and he lives on a farm. Now, the first time that I read Otis and the Kittens, I had to think about who's the author and who's the illustrator. But this book only has one name, and the name is Loren Long. Well, it only has one name because Mr. Long actually writes the stories and he paints the pictures. So he does both. He's the author who writes the story and he's the illustrator who draws the pictures. So let's find out about Otis and the Kittens. Otis and the Kittens by Loren Long. It was hot and dry on the farm where the friendly little tractor named Otis lived. Otis couldn't remember the last time it had rained. Farmers all over the valley grew more anxious by the day. Water was in short supply. The ground was hard, and the corn stalks were half as tall as they should have been. Otis spent his afternoons out in the sweltering fields with the farmhands baling the straw. Now, sweltering must mean it's very, very hot outside, and I could imagine for you and I, it would be like sweating outside and having to do those hay bales each and every day. Once the load was full, with a puff and a chuff, Otis would pull the wagon into the old barn down by the bend at Mud Creek. The farmhands would use pulleys to lift each bale up into the loft, where it would be stored for a long winter to come. When the sun had gone over the hill and work was done, Otis was ready to sit in the shade and rest. But not Otis's friend the bull. And hopefully you can see the pulleys that the men are using to pick up the hay and put it way up high on the shelves. The bull liked to stand in front of Otis and snort and snarl and huff hot air. 2 snorts, a snarl, and a huff. All the animals knew what that meant. The bull was challenging Otis to a tug of war. Otis smiled. His friends were always eager to play, even after a long day of work. One duck wound the end of the rope around the bull's horns. Another duck looped the other end around Otis's steering wheel. The animals then took sides, grabbing on any way they could. Everyone pulled and tugged with all of their might. Eventually, Otis would ease up a little. He didn't care much about winning. He just liked having fun with his friends. And I bet each and every one of you have played tug of war or played with friends and had to pick teams. And Otis, again, really didn't care about winning. He just really likes to play. One afternoon, when everyone was up under the shade of the apple tree, Otis spotted something moving down in the field. It looked to be an orange tabby cat. Where did she come from? Otis wondered. He watched as she ran toward the old barn, and there he saw something that caused his engine to sputter, a swirl of smoke. And hopefully you can see, if there's smoke, what do you think might have happened to the barn? Let's find out. Otis raced to the barn with the animals following behind. They discovered flames coming out of the loft inside the old barn. A fire! The barn was filled with brittle, dry straw, and Otis knew it wouldn't take long for it all to burst into flames. Just then, the tabby cat appeared in the barn window. With a puff, put, puttity chuff, Otis rushed into the burning barn. Now, we have a cat that's rushing into the barn. We have Otis that's rushing into the barn. The rest of the story is up to you. What do you think's happening? Is Otis going to save someone? Is he going to save the cat? And remember what the title was, Otis and the Kittens. We've not yet met the Kittens. So who do you think Otis may be saving? Well, hopefully you get this book in the mail, and each and every one of you will find out what happens to Otis and the Kittens.